the camera
Good morning.
because I'm not going to answer that.
Good morning.
Your face looks beautiful, by the way. Nice face.
I just felt like the light was shining weird.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Ashes to Rubies conversational recovery
Podcast.
life. Yeah, life. I had lots of thoughts, and I know it's because the coffee's hitting me hard. And I forget them all instantly right this second. So do you have anything to talk about?
Nope. Just really thankful to be here.
I'm so grateful today. But it might be the coffee as well. You know what I was thinking that has a profound impact on people's early recovery is music. It's one of the things that we all kind of gravitate to. Have you noticed that?
Were we not? Did we not?
No, we're volumed. I just was switching
You're
things.
playing with settings.
I'm playing with settings.
Music has a big impact on people in early recovery.
Yeah. And I think music has an impact in people's lives. I think at some level, it's a spiritual exercise. We connect with our spirits in music.
Yeah.
And so I've noticed my taste has changed at some level. Like it might be an older thing, but I think
For
because
sure.
I'm practicing meditation more. So I'm using meditational YouTube music. So this morning I made you listen to pan flute meditation. And then the Lion King came on and it kind of messes up your meditative thoughts. But I have erased in working in addiction services at a treatment center. I have erased more iPods than it's like baptizing an iPod because they come to new people come to church services, especially where you would hear different kind of music. And they're so impacted by like the music and the singing. They're like, what is this? And so, yeah, I've baptized many an iPod. And so I think it's a spiritual exercise. Prayer, meditation, just listening to, whatever you want to worship music or meditative music. I think that's a big spiritual exercise. Mm-hmm. I like the cello now. The cello, there's two guys that play the cello.
Aging yourself so much right now.
Have you seen the two dudes that play the cello?
Yeah.
Like
anybody with
they're like animals on the cello.
YouTube has seen that.
Oh my goodness. They're really good. I like the violin as well. Is there a difference between the violin and the fiddle? I don't really know. But fiddle players seem to be a little more cool, but a little more country at the same time.
Sure. Now it's just the coffee talking.
Now it's just the coffee is
straight up
in.
Coffee talk.
My hands are a little bit sweaty. Do you want to feel my hands?
How strong did you make those shots?
Shots. Caffeine shots, the espresso. I don't know. I'm sure there was plenty of caffeine. Sometimes it hits me harder. Anyway, I apologize to everybody listening right now if I'm not making a lick of sense, because in my mind, there's a lot of things that make sense very quickly.
You should just read.
Deep breath in. Exhaling the caffeine out. Yeah, I don't think that works. October the 5th. When I say the Serenity Prayer over and over again, I could fall into the habit of merely parroting the words without being aware of their meaning. This would blunt one of my most useful 12-step tools. If I think of the meaning of each phrase as I say it, my understanding will grow, and along with it, my capability to realize the difference between what I can change and what I cannot. The prayer states, first, that there are elements in my life which I have no power to change. My serenity depends upon my accepting them. The more I fight them, the more they will torment me. Courage to change the things I can gives me unlimited freedom to work on those elements which are my concern. Today's reminder, the Serenity Prayer suggests I ask God for the courage to change the things I can. The word is things, not people. Oh, that's key. True, there is much room for improvement in my life, but it can only come from the changing of my own attitudes and actions for the better. Here's our quote. In every problem, great and small, the Serenity Prayer will work for me if I keep aware of its meaning every time I say it. Oh, It's something I fall into, of getting into ruts of like, you just say something, you just say a prayer.
So how do you get out? So for me, for sure, like that can happen. If you grow up in a family that prays before they eat, you can eventually just start to like pray. Like you just say some words before you eat. It's automatic. And we don't actually think about what we're saying, and we don't actually experience the gratitude, or we're not necessarily aware of the gift of what we have. And, you know, in the instance of food, like that there's other people out there that don't have plenty and that their meal isn't a given. And so I remember a time in my life where actually I stopped praying right before a meal because I just wanted to like shake up that routine.
Sinner.
and instead I tried to practice gratitude on a regular basis in an intentional way all throughout my day. I think the same thing could be said of the Serenity Prayer. The Serenity Prayer was a lifeline for me at the beginning. Because when I felt crazy, I needed to stop.
And so it was a good tool.
Yeah.
The other thing that I noticed, and going back to the gratitude prayers, is we have little friends, and at the dinner table or lunch table or whatever table where there's food, the parents always lead in, what are you grateful for? And then you get to hear what everybody's grateful for. So it just changes your attitude and position of your heart. The one key thing here was, if we get into the habit of merely parroting, it actually blunts one of my most useful tools, which is my thinking. And so that's really interesting because my problem actually is found in my thinking. Like I have a thinking problem and I can't fix my broken problem with my broken thinking, because that's where my problem lies in, and it centers in our mind, which is our thinking. And so when we get through the steps in step 11, it actually says one of our best capacities, I forget how the wording is now our thinking. And so we invite God into our thinking, not to solve our alcohol problem, but to be able to solve our God problem and to be close to him and to be able to hear his voice and to hear his spirit and be inspired and have God-led decisions and all of those things. So I thought that was a good key, because thinking is very valuable to us. But boy, my thinking was messed up in my addiction. And so God actually comes in and provides serenity and peace where my thinking is, because my whole life my thinking was talking to me in a very negative way. And when I drowned it with alcohol, woo! So we give you that today. Let's say the Serenity Prayer together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. We leave you with that today. Think about each word that we're talking about. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and we'll see you tomorrow.